107.5 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
Scott, you've been watching football for a very long time. Have you ever seen somebody get off to the start of a season, particularly on special teams, the way Vicari Swain has in just these first, really, you didn't even play in the second half, just the first 6 quarters of action alone?
I think maybe around middle school, maybe around that time. But no, that was absolutely ridiculous. When I found it funny, though, the first one was absolutely fantastic.
Sure.
The second one was risky as all get out, bro. First of all, the guts of him. The guts of Vicari Swain to get around that football. That's when you yell at Peter, 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 or fire, fire, fire. You get everybody away. And I would like to have audio from the South Carolina sideline when he's over there and he picks up the ball. And, no, go. You know, that's one of those type deals. It was absolutely phenomenal play, though. I mean, he is what could have been had he been around more.
The offensive line performance against Virginia Tech wasn't great. Struggled to protect Sellers at times. Obviously weren't getting push up front when it came to running the football. And, you know, early in the season, for any other team, you might just kind of chalk this up to, okay, well, it's just the first couple games. They haven't really hit their stride yet. But unfortunately, this is a consistent issue that we've been talking about with South Carolina for years, certainly the entire time that I've been here. When you go back and look at the numbers of years prior, I know that was a conversation at that point in time, too. I don't know what the problem is because, again, you have the talent, right? You've brought in 4- and 5-star guys in some sense that should theoretically be really good offensive linemen. And it's not that you haven't had a bad offensive lineman. Torcelli Simpkins made the Saints roster this past year. He was your best O-lineman a year ago, but this entire group as a whole just can't seem to put it together for any periods of time to have consistent line play. Now, there were several times on Saturday when, give him credit, they did create a good pocket for Lenore Sellers to sit back there, go through his reads, make his throws and all that kind of stuff. And there were a few moments, like later in the game, where they did open up some holes for running backs to get through, but it's not consistent enough. And consistency up front is what you need in this conference because we've talked about it forever. The SEC's won and lost in the trenches, and if you can't be productive enough in the trenches, you're not going to win very many games. And as you get set for Vanderbilt this upcoming weekend, I'm leery of how much the offensive line could struggle against them and how that could once again derail what you have offensively. Going back to the special teams real quick, Swain obviously gets all the love because he's the one actually returning the ball, but the blocking's been phenomenal. And to have 3 punt return touchdowns in the first 2 games and not a single one get called back for any kind of flag of blocking the back or blindside block or anything like that, that's a credit to the emphasis that this team puts on special teams. Joe D, Shane Beamer, Eric Rice had 2 big blocks on both of Vicari's punt returns on Saturday. Like, that unit as a whole is operating very, very effectively. And again, you can't count on them to score you touchdowns in every single game, but in terms of flipping field position, that's a unit that is hopefully going to continue to do that a lot this season.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, there were 2 chances in that punt return for crackbacks, and they didn't do it. They just shielded them. You know, my friend Pat DeMarco says all the time, watch the kids on special teams. You know, a lot of those guys earn their playing time based on what they do in that unit. And that happens in the NFL, too. I mean, look at Mo Brown. Mo Brown was primarily a special teams guy, and he stuck his face in the fan, and every single time he was on the field, he gave it every ounce he had. And look at him. I mean, the kid's a major contributor now on the offensive side of the football, and I'll be honest with you, he's a pretty good one.